SGT'S music.
Tell me what it is to see when you look at me. Deep into the photography, I don't really need your sympathy. Just tell me your thoughts. Have I got what they got? And is it a plot done for naught? Am I not like you because I do what I do? Who knew that I could lose a few of you cause I bleed blue? But it's true, I know cause I see it every day as I work and I sleep the day away. Like you I have pain and like you I have fear. Can I pay all of the bills and still make it through the year? Will I make it home alive? Should I pray to the sky every day and every night? Will I hold you by my side? But in the public eye, I don't even have a heart. A robot of the system moving only when I'm told to start. Rip apart my art, I'm strong like a flower blooming. You got it all wrong, I know I'm breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
Call me a vet like a soldier. Green beret, 21 gun salute, don't wanna see today. In the constant war zone, in the home of the brave, where they hate the police until they saving the day. I got kids like you, a mortgage like you, so blue lives matter, and so does yours too. All this separation and divide, open your eyes. If you cut us all open, we the same inside. The only difference is I run to the gunfight. Your peace when it's chaos, when the people don't act right. But I'm under scrutiny for trying to protect me. You pull a pistol and I'm shooting for trying to contest me. I got a quick second to make a deadly decision. The media betrayed me like a kid for a living, like I'm cold with no heart, a brain with no thoughts, a body with no feeling, a life with no cause.
Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. I'm damned if I do, and damned if I don't. It's like every single time I say what's on my mind, they go for my throat, they spew evil words. If you are absurd, always grinding, grinning, and killing my soul with these verbs. Hold me down, like I can't gasp for air. I'm closed inside of a box, like I'm inside Fort Knox. Every time that I'm there, I don't know why they think that I'm different from you. All that's true is I'm a like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects and mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
And we're back for part 2 now on air. Some zucking action. Sorry, I apologize, you guys, for it cutting out, but technology. We were broadcasting all some other music and stuff like that, anyways, on the Mixer chat, so you've been able to check it out. We're just talking about recruiters and shit and all that. I know you guys, are dying to know about talking about USAREC, but hey, sorry. What were we talking about next? What's the next subject of what we're gonna talk about? What were we talking about? What was the next big story? The next big story. You guys haven't heard? You guys remember that Sergeant Major? That he is the senior illicit advisor to the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
Was that Sergeant Major Troxel? Is that how you say his name?
Sergeant Major Troxel. So Sergeant Major Troxel was kind of like not really busted, but he was suspended until an investigation of what he was going to get suspended for was cleared. This, of course, from the Military Times, broadcasting live from the Functional Veteran Center of Excellence. This is part 2. Sergeant's time, 28 March 2019. So he is the guy that is kind of like, he is the dude that hangs out with the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. So he's like the sergeant major of the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, which that was like a recently created job, because sergeant majors, you know how sergeant majors are. Those jobs got to get created for sergeant major.
Yeah. Sergeant majors need to do sergeant majoring.
There's some sergeant
major, those levels.
That's CSMs. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It should be.
Oh yeah.
Because real sergeant majors, everybody knows, are not CSMs. But anyway, I digress. Army Command Sergeant Major John W. Troxel, senior enlisted advisor to the chairman of Joint Chiefs of Staff, came back to work. He was temporarily suspended from his duties in September while the Army Inspector General was inspecting allegations of misconduct. The allegations were never specified, and for months, Troxel was not allowed to discuss the case. According to a statement released by Dunford's office, the violations included the improper use of military personnel to conduct tasks that are not associated with their official duties, such as personal errands, improper endorsement of commercial fitness and nutrition products on the social media platforms of the SEAC. Now, real quick, if anybody's been in the Army for a day, we should have General Donahoe, hey, give us a call. And how is that don't they have aides? Is there a line? Is there a gray line? I know there's a gray line in between. It's like gray area between an aide and what they do for their commander or their general that they're usually working for. So I know that there's doesn't the sergeant major have at that level? Like I know sergeant major of the Army's got the office of, because we're not saying that he is or is not an admin, but we deal a lot with the sergeant major of the Army's. Yeah, we'll just say that their office. How about that? Sergeant Major Armadillo is going to be like looking around his office saying, "All right, which one of you guys been talking to Ice? Come on, spill the beans." So he I guess was not associated with their personal duties. What is considered personal errands and all that stuff? I've seen aide-de-camp captains picking up mail for these fucking guys, these generals and shit.
Yeah, but that's Well, I know they put their uniforms together. I know, okay, once upon a time, PFC Spanky worked at the Officers Club. Like, that was my part-time job at night. And, I delivered pizza because there was a little pizza place in the Officers Club. And that was, my part-time job at night. Their aides, the general's aides would be at their house, because I deliver pizza. And their little captains and lieutenants at times would be the ones coming to the back door, and I'd be delivering their pizza to the general's housing here on Fort Hood, where I live, worked at the Officers Club here on Fort Hood, delivering pizza, and there'd be their aide there at night, paying for their pizza that I would be delivering to their house. So I think that's pretty personal, but I guess that's part of the aide's job at the time, at least. I don't know if it still is. I'd be pretty pissed if my job is to pay for the general's fucking pizza at night. Maybe they're working, I don't know, late on something which requires them to eat pizza.
Right. I'm saying, I always see aides running around getting the mail. I've seen commanders get their mail by their aides. I've seen commanders get. I mean, isn't that considered a personal errand? Or he's going to go get some coffee, or isn't that considered a personal errand? Holy crap! I've had soldiers get me coffee when I'm getting ready to shit, and you've had soldiers get you coffee in the staff. We know this. This is that's the S3
life. Here's money. We're going to be here all through lunch.
Right. Get us some chow.
Yeah.
And keep the change for gas money or something like that. So that's right. That's running a personal errand. So what? Spanky, me and you are under investigation now.
Yeah, I know. Shit. Fuck me. Call IG. Here's my name tape. Oh, when it's Velcroed, before I had it sewn on, just rip it off. Make sure you spell it right. Call IG.
Right.
Fuck me. Again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my biggest thing is that I don't understand why that would be a punishable offense. I mean, there's a gray line when they're at the aid stuff. You know what I mean? The aid status, because I've known aides from that, the aid to camps or enlisted aides or colonels' drivers or sergeants' majors' drivers. I have seen them do stuff like that. That is the gray line that skirts what they consider ethics of stuff like that for getting. I mean, come on. If you're working for this, what do you think an aide does? They have their own cooks too, right? Some of them generals.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, I'm just taking a stab in the dark here. That hang on, let me look. What was a standard? Anybody got an IMTO real quick? Go on FMS web.
No, I can't pull that up here.
Name my credit card. But my whole thing is that an aide generally does that, even an enlisted aide. So when an enlisted aide has, it's a personal assistant to somebody of high rank. I mean, that's what it is. It's a personal assistant. So why don't you, and
I'm actually looking, when they were saying they sent him all these e-tools, is that what they're bitching about? He got all these gifts?
Hang on for a sec. We got a phone call coming in.
Okay.
WTF Nation Radio, you on the air? WTF Nation Radio on the air. What's up?
I'm on the air.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going? Hey, I saw the number on there. I was just going to call in and see what you guys are up to.
Who's this again?
Say what? I'm an Army recruiter. So I figured I'd give you guys a call. What's up, Nation? I was like, yeah, what's up? You guys want to talk about some messed up stuff?
No, we don't want to talk to you, though. We're already on another subject.
Well, I know you don't want to talk to me. No one wants to talk to me.
No, that's the problem. We don't want you to talk to other kids, too, as young as at the age of 12. Leave my children alone. Wait till they get like 17, 18 years old. And,
come on, now.
Yeah. Did you not read the article that they had right now talking about having these kids freaking going from 12, 13, 14, 15? This was discussed at the AUSA's Global Force Symposium. Don't you attend them shits?
Yeah, no, that's not something I attend.
Right. So you obviously would know straight up that you know for a fact if you're a dad, right? Are you a dad? Do you have childrens?
I am a dad. Yep.
Okay, so and you know how intrusive, because you know how recruiters are, because you're a recruiter. You know how intrusive a recruiter can be, and if you have
intrusive is probably an opinion. It's probably fueled by maybe a sense of something, but I don't know about intrusive.
If a parent, okay, you knock on my door. Hi, I'm Sergeant Recruiter, and I want to talk to your 12-year-old daughter about joining the military. I'm gonna say, hey, no thanks.
Okay, so we can't. Here's the thing: is we can't. We literally cannot do that.
You guys call up our children's anyways with that. You spam them on emails, you spam them on phones, you text message them on Facebook them and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's how we have 500,000 people in our army.
What?
We recruit them. We sit down with them.
Right. So if you guys
plant the seed.
Right.
But in middle school, like,
what's the
planning? We broaden their minds.
Right. Broaden their minds, but they also have these other individuals called their parents, and they don't need external influences out there. I'm not saying that it's not bad that you're trying to recruit. I'm definitely not taking that away from you.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
What I'm saying.
Here's the thing. Is some people aren't blessed with good parents, because some parents are just shitty and they don't have any concerns about their kids' futures, or maybe they're just hard up. I recruit on the Virginia border, so I go into these houses, and when I tell you I'm recruiting people out of concrete shacks, that's not exaggeration. That's fact.
Oh yeah.
I've been to these guys' houses. How long
have you been a recruiter?
July is 2 years.
How long have you been in the Army?
I'm a career recruiter, so 10 years.
All right. So you've not. I mean, I get that. So you guys purposely go in there into these rural areas, knowing that they're living on concrete slabs, and you're saying, "Hey, look, we're going to get you out of poverty."
No, so here's the thing: even when people who live on these concrete slabs, they have mobile devices, social media. They see billboard signs. They call our office. Or we put one person in. It's a networking device, right? So we put one friend in. We meet some guy in Walmart, and I'm like, hey, dude, you want to join the Army? Condensed conversation of, hey, you want to join the Army? Yeah, sure, I want to join the Army. So I put this kid in the Army, right? So his friend's like, hey, dude, if you join the Army, yeah, I got $40,000 bonus. That's pretty cool.
Right,
hey,
that's not what we're talking about.
Let me talk to a recruiter.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. We're talking about 12, 13, 14, 15 years old.
Dude, we can't talk to 12-year-olds. There's no processing for a 12-year-old.
Dude,
we may talk to them about some of the benefits of the Army.
Right.
The symposium, yeah, we start these seeds in middle school.
Right.
I had a middle school career counselor. A middle school career counselor called me last week asking me to come to their schools. So you're talking about 12, 13, 14, that's middle school. Yeah, I'll go out and talk to the kids at lunch and just say, hey, the Army's an option. The Army isn't just about kicking down doors and doing all kinds of crazy shit. The Army's about, education and bettering yourself. Bettering yourself better than
we know the spiel, man. We're just talking about the fact.
I mean, you guys have heard it.
Yeah. I mean, come on, man. The Army had me for 29 fucking years. I know this fucking talk. No, but the whole thing is that that this is what we were talking about. Not because I had some personal issues against the recruiter that got involved in family fucking drama. Has nothing to do with the kid being involved in parenting. I was telling, and I'll say it right now, I want to throat chop the son of a bitch. I do. I really do. But because of professionalism,
here's the thing.
Because of professionalism, I'm not choking him right now.
We're not all professionals. Yeah, we're not all professionals. That's the thing. Is you have recruiters, and I have recruiters in my formation who are terrible. They either are like you stick to the office, or they're not.
They suck.
The Army is not. Yeah, they're not great recruiters. and some of them aren't great people. So that's the secondary problem. That's why you have these recruiters who have these what we call recruiter improprieties, which is doing illegal shit, as in like messing around with these people, mess around with applicants, and then they get kicked out of the Army. So I'm not saying
no, of course. But what I'm saying is we weren't talking about because we know about the recruiters, and I was just giving you my personal vignette. But we were talking about this AUSA.
Sure.
We were talking about this AUSA Global Force Symposium, and they have this doctor Casey, who, like I said, was the first name of the fucker that was getting involved in personal shit. Widerniski said we have to confront the question that when why we will wait until they're 18 or we start talking to them at 12, 13, 14, 15 and start to form things that will be thinking about what they're doing with their life. Well, at that point, at 12 years old, dude, 12, 13, 14, that's the ripe age of a child's development going into adolescence that the parents need to know. Now, right, agree with you on this fact that some of them don't have parents. I got you. That's totally fucking understandable, and that's totally commendable because there are some kids, because I've had them when I was a first sergeant that had never been raised, and I've been told, I have witnessed soldiers telling their platoon sergeants that they were the closest thing to a parent they've had. So I got that. But that's just that's not all. That's not all the entire Army, though. That's not the entire Army.
Correct. Absolutely.
So my thing was that you don't come to my kid at 12, 13, 14 years old and start telling them about forming sets of things of what they think about they're doing in their life when they're already confused as fuck at that age. And I'm, as a parent,
you're right.
I got to corral them. It's going to happen to you too.
I've got a 14-year-old stepson, so I completely understand. And he's even he's like, hey, so like this Army thing, and I'm like, hey, wait, you need to we're not having this conversation right now, but okay, that's a prime age for them to start thinking forward.
But you just said but you just said yourself that you said, hey man, whoa, let's do. You know what I mean? That's the line. That's that gray line.
I have a dog in that fight. That's the problem. Is I have a dog in that fight. Like, hey, hang on, let me talk to your mom about this, and then we'll have a conversation. But let me talk to your mom, and that's something that even a conversation with somebody who does happen. 12, 13, 14, and in that pivotal age, people come up to me all the time. Hey, my son wants to join the Army. Yeah, he's 14 years old. Okay, hey man, check it out. You got a couple of years. I'm going to give him the short blast, and then that's it. If it sticks with him until he's 17 years old, which is when we can enlist him, hey man, that's a contract. It's good. It'll pay off in 3 or 4 years.
Of course that. But we have seen USAREC does not have a good reputation when it comes to getting names. I'm sorry. I've worked for WTF Nation Radio for a few years now. I've been an admin on U.S. Army WTF Moments for a while. We have seen the shit that has come out. We are still, and I'm surprised that you we're not going to reveal your name or number anyways. But we're just, that's why I kept calling you Sergeant Recruiter. We are still butt sore from the Amuse event, and only is because we are friends and we know each other. She had asked me, Ice, just drop it. I'm pissed about it. That whole fucking Amuse shit pissed me the fuck off. So USAREC, in their short-sightedness on getting a key influencer to have come on and join this stuff and have another individual cut her under the knees. And then all of a sudden we're talking about another practice of you just had a key influencer. You had a key influencer that could influence thousands to join the military. And now all of a sudden you're like, we don't know why our recruiting sucks. Well, let's just go down to 12, 13, 14, 15 years old. She was already at that demographic with the media that she was using to get them to join, to get the contracts. I don't know if you know who we're talking about, right? Amuse, right? You know who she is.
Correct.
Okay, so I just want to make sure because you got quiet there for a minute. I didn't know if you knew who she was. But
yeah, no, I'm listening. I'm trying to follow. You're a fast talker, so I'm trying to absorb this stuff, man.
Well, we only got a 3-hour show, so I can't really I can't really.
Yeah, you got to.
I got to keep going, so I can't really Matt Damon the whole thing. But so my whole point being is that they're already talking about, hey, we're about ready to reach adolescence. We have some doctor going on to the AUSA saying, well, we're really missing the mark and we need to find this, we need to find that. You had them. Army, EMRG, USAREC, they had them. They had the influencers in hand. We're not going to go into the politics of all this other stuff because there's other details that the fans, that we've been, we only talk about it when we have the story. But you're kind of like a lucky call, I guess. We get the gaming stuff. I totally get that. The e-gaming shit, that's baller as hell.
It's super awesome.
Yeah,
it's,
we
it's
totally
catering to the new generation.
We totally support that. We were wondering why, and we've said it before on Sergeant's Time. Why the hell the Army hasn't engaged in that stuff, and now bam, they're doing it. Hey, so we kind of let them off on that, and that's pretty cool. Getting involved in other shit like that. But damn, dude,
that's the good thing. That's the good thing about USREC is it's becoming more and more dynamic. In the past, 10 years now we have this. It's Instagram is definitely old by now, and Snapchat and all these new social media platforms. I mean, that's part of our prospecting efforts. So it's changing with the times, and now that Fortnite in the past, I don't know how many years it's been out, but 3-4 years. It's becoming a hot button. So hey, you like doing Fortnite stuff, or you like doing Apex, or whatever you're thinking about you're doing. Hey, check it out. You want to do this for the Army? You want to do some real thing? You want to really shoot a gun? So that's another aspect of approachability and another angle that we can gain the support.
So have you guys considered going to Comic Cons? Have you guys considered going movie screenings? Have you guys? No, I'm serious because let me tell you a story, man. And this is no shit. I attended the Comic Cons, and I do dress up in many favor of my Star Wars regalia. And so take your pick of, you might see me as a stormtrooper, you might see me as a whatever, bounty hunter or whatever. Anyways, I almost like looking at this kid walking around, and I thought it was like some like stolen valor dude or something like that. But this kid was in full kit and was, I mean, legit to the T. Like there was nothing wrong with this kit, and I thought,
like 2ID standard, like with gloves and iPro.
Dude, iPro. I mean, no, but he was like, yeah, like he was part of the recon team or something like that. He had ghillie suit. I mean, he had it down. I mean, I was looking at this guy. I'm like, this guy either has missed is in the wrong convention hall, and I'm looking for like you know what I mean, looking for a defense contracting place. The kid, I look at this kid. I'm like, hey, bud, what's up, man? And I'm like getting ready. Hey, what? You here for a mod demo, or you here for a display? You're here for a demonstration? And the guy, I hear this little squeak like, excuse me, sir. I'm like, dude, how old are you? And
I can't speak. I can't speak to. I mean, that's San Diego, California. You have Comic Cons across the country,
right?
I mean, you have that's our key demographic. So you have our age groups there. Not that you're going to find a massive amount of quality applicants. I mean, I would say, it's a big convention. You have a bunch of people there. Why not get a little bit of visibility? You definitely have a strong following. Just like you said, you're a retired first sergeant or
sergeant major.
Right?
I'm a sergeant major. Yeah,
sergeant major.
Yeah.
Okay, first time calling. Don't know a lot about it, but
you're good.
Sergeant major, right? So
right.
You have a strong Star Wars knowledge base. Why not? You go out there, like I'm in the Army. Hey, I'm still like a super nerd. Like, hey man, I love Star Wars and I love all this.
Yeah,
cool stuff,
but we're not issuing,
also,
dude. But we're not issuing our kids lightsabers, man. I mean, come on, be real.
No.
I mean, come on. These kids. You start saying some shit like that.
Real. Come on.
No, right. That's what I'm saying. But my whole point is, I was talking about the demographic, is that I didn't see any Army recruiter at that Comic-Con. I didn't see any recruiter at any movie showings that had something to do with the Army. So say for instance, there's a new Army movie coming out, and it's a unit that is going to be played in that Army unit. Like there's going to be a movie coming out about World War I, or there's going to be a unit coming out about the 82nd jumping in. That would have been gold, dude, for opportunities like that for USAREC to go send some recruiters out. Hey, y'all need to go out there and do some prospecting out there at this movie house.
Hey, sometimes we miss. Sometimes it's a miss, man. I mean, we can't hit everything that we have. We don't have we have a shit ton of recruiters everywhere, but it takes a command. It takes that person to go out of his way to go outside of high schools, go outside of standard shopping centers and everything else to try and find these places to go and find prospects. Go find leads.
Are you restricted?
That's a good opportunity. You're completely right.
Are you restricted to a lot of shit you can and can't do?
What do you mean?
You guys, so for instance, give me a recruiter day. Like you show up in the morning, do some PT, and then you come in and drink some coffee, and then what? Then what? Explain. Give me the day in the life.
Well, day in the life for recruiters. We have assigned schools. So in our zip codes, we have assigned schools. We visit. We build relationships with the schools. We build relationships with the students. We make them aware of the opportunities and the benefits of joining the Armies or Army Reserve. And then once we attend our schools, we either take our leads, we either follow on with appointments with students that come up to the tables or do whatever events we're doing. And then we're out in the public. So face-to-face prospecting is one of the things that we definitely jump on. Walmart, Walgreens, restaurants, Office Max. I mean, you guess it. Malls, walk around the malls with this uniform just being visible. Looking at 18 at 35, 17, 35. Hey man, what are you doing with your life? That's the day in life. Coming back, putting what we have to on the computer, and then moving on with our day. You wash, rinse, repeat. Every day, and that's what we do. Weekends, I've got JRTC balls I'm attending. I've got sports teams in the evening. Going to basketball games, in and out of uniform, still looking, watching for, college players or whatever else that, may want more help, so, I mean, it never stops. Once you become a recruiter, I've been doing this for 2 years. I'm definitely young in this game, but, you never stop recruiting. I'm out and about at my stepson's, soccer game, looking around going, okay, cool. Looking for people. That's a day in life. It doesn't really stop. Even I've been out till 1 a.m. in the morning conducting appointments because kids can't get out of school or can't get out of work. Hey, I'm going to conduct them at 9 o'clock at night with their parents there, setting them up on the computer, trying to get them qualified to join the Army.
So give us then I mean, dude, I'm telling you what, you're doing really good for being in the hot seat, man. I mean, all the going back and forth. I'm serious,
hey, man.
Man.
So I'm a talker. My boss loves me because I know how to talk to
no,
people.
It's okay. No, it's all right. No, I'm just saying because a lot of people knows that I have my aversion to dealing with the user at command. Now here's the thing. Now you could probably dispel some rumors right now. Everyone's going back and forth with the transgender injury. What's the deal on that?
Hey man, there's something that I can't talk about certain things.
No, I'm saying, No, I'm talking about, say I have an individual that is transgender and wants to join the Army, and I send I send that person to you. What do you say to them? What's their?
There were times when we did process, and there were specific questions we asked, depending on where they were in their process.
Right.
If they were in the middle of the process where they post, there were things that you had to. There were psychological evals that did happen for those who did join, and they had to be evaluated. It's not, you're playing with hormones and a shift in your physiology. So there's a lot of stuff that goes down that you have to pass. This isn't just a hey, now I'm a boy kind of thing. There's a lot that goes into it. That, but I mean that was I never put one in. I had a lot of people ask about it. I've still got a couple people who are in the works that I'm working now that are trans, girl to guy.
Right.
But I mean, it's a lot. It was a lot more than a normal applicant. Normal applicant walks in, qualified, good to go. We're running. But trans, there were other things that we had to fill out, other questionnaires, and other paperwork that had to go up with it. So it changed the game a little bit for us as far as transgender stuff.
Now, as far as man, that's good. I mean, that's good shit because nobody's really hearing it from. Everyone's only hearing the wave top shit. You know what I mean? They're only hearing what policy is saying. They're not really hearing what is down on the ground type stuff like you're doing. But that's good shit to hear. Now, so what about mental waivers? What about is there still like somebody who's had history of behavioral health issues? I mean, you don't have to go into specifics.
Behavior health issues are a hot topic. There are certain things that are waiverable depending on your history, and of course everybody's different. Anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, paranoia, all those things.
Gotcha.
There's major psychological problems that we're like, yo, dude, sorry, man, we can't help you. And depending on your center, depending on what your draw is depending on whether you work with an applicant or not. Sometimes if you're really hurting for somebody, you'll push up as many waivers as you possibly can to try and get somebody in. You fill out the paperwork honestly, and we push it up. It's up to the chief medical officers to make decisions on whether they want to pass it or not.
Now, the medical officer is now at this point. How does it handle? So, someone would have like we'll just be generic on the behavioral health stuff, and we won't get into
it's so specific.
Yeah, because it's so specific. So you have somebody that has behavioral health issues. What step do you go? What is your step? What is your number one step for you?
There's a complete questionnaire for behavioral health. For somebody who comes in completely healthy, good to go, there's no's down the line. Have you ever seen a psychiatrist? Have you ever, been diagnosed with anything? Whenever it comes to, hey, I've been diagnosed with ADD, ADHD, depression, those kinds of things. You have to show history. You have to show, medications. You have to show all this other stuff that supports you either showing improvement or being completely, healed or recovered or however you want to call it. There's a lot more that goes into it. You have to sit down with an Army psychologist, or they'll set you a consult up pretty much to sit down with somebody who can, see you. What we end up doing is pushing them to a psychiatrist or psychologist to write them a report and get a full breakdown of what exactly they consider is wrong with that person. We reviewed that paperwork up to the CMO. He says yes or no. That's the way it falls.
Right. And so then once it gets to that point, then it begins normal processing. Is it now? These are just rumors now.
It's either yes.
So is it
Okay,
true?
go ahead.
And I was saying one of the rumors is it's true that is the rumor true, or is it a disqualifier that the individual has to take medication? Like he has to be free of medication, correct? Like
you have to be completely free. You can't take any medication. Most of the medication is going to pop up on a piss test anyway, so it doesn't matter. Like if they lie to us and tell them that they aren't off it or whatever else, it's going to pop up. So.
Right. Okay. So then here's the thing. You get the individual in there, and then they go for the first couple months. First couple months of the.
That's after.
What's that?
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying he goes for.
Yeah, that's after the CMO approves.
Correct. Okay.
It's a month or at least of gathering docs.
Gotcha. Okay.
To
all right.
The chief medical officer.
Gotcha.
And he says,
okay.
Yes, send up for phys or no.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I see what you're saying. So before they even see the gloved finger, then they're already been that part's been checked before they even get to the MEP station, like you said.
Yeah, there's a for anybody who's outside of the certain spectrum of issues, they send up a smaller investigation pretty much with the medical documents. So even if someone has just had like what do they call that, a hernia, right? So a hernia, they'll send up the documents for the hernia surgery. They'll review all the doctor's notes, and then they'll say yes or no. And we're talking about behavioral health here, but that's
right
for everything.
Right.
Everything outside of like tonsillectomy, wisdom teeth, that kind of thing.
Right. Now,
simple stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So now you go back. You're discussing about the injuries. What have you seen get wavered, and what? Let me ask this. Actually, let me re-ask this. Do you see with the soldiers being wavered coming in having issues with taking this new ACFT?
Yeah, absolutely. Me myself, I'm on profile. I have been for several years between back issues and everything else, and it's a new beast. I haven't even seen it. We're actually prepping up for it now, and it's going to be a beast with no alternate events. I know they're coming out with that. That was something that was really concerning for me personally because hey, I've got 10 years to go, and I'm chasing it. So with the new test, I mean, it's going to wash them out. It might. They may get more specific on what they may get tighter on the physical requirements. They may. They can't get any looser on it. If you have an issue, you have an issue. So I think it might increase the attrition rate. Honestly, the new PT test, because it's a beast.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So basically, I mean, I don't want to. This is just gonna be honest with you, man. So basically, we have recruits coming in that are currently coming in to make mission that are not going to pass this ACFT.
Wait, say that again.
So the recruits that are coming in right now. So right now you have a lot of recruits that are coming in, and they're starting to come in, and they've been wavered for whatever physicality that they can to come in. They now could possibly not pass the ACFT, even though you still get credit for the number.
Yeah. They do look. So the recruits are still tracked to the recruiter for 3 years. So that's something that like if let's say I put in 10 people in a year or 10 people in 6 months, and all 10 of them washed out within the first 2 weeks of training, they're gonna start to look at the patterns. They're gonna say, hey, oh, hang on, all the contracts coming from this guy are washing out. Why is that? Is he telling them to be quiet, or like what's the deal? So we're still getting credit for the contract, but there's more than that. Some people just look at contracts, and some people look at numbers, and some people want to help people out, and be honest with them. If they're seriously injured, then the people we put in, the people that pass through the physical evaluations, they're qualified and they have the ability to pass the tests. They do. You as well as I know that all Army tests are designed to pass. They're going to have to shift the focus of in basic training. If it's going to have a new and more dynamic physical fitness test, then they're going to have to change the way that they train in basic. You're going to have to train them for the events, make them more dynamic, well-rounded soldiers. So instead of 4 hours of push-ups, 3 hours of sit-ups, and then 10 miles of run, we're going to have to shift to pushing this sled around, or doing what we have to do, or doing pull-ups, working that in.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, so now let's go on to the next thing. Schooling right now is the hit. So you were talking about in some of the areas that you're at, in some of the rural areas that you are, a lot of them, education's not too much because some of these poor families have to. Some of these kids are actually working to support the family. So is it? We were just me and Spanky were just talking about it. What currently right now you have to have a high school diploma and a GED, or just a high school diploma?
High school diploma or a GED or adult equivalency diploma or GED and college. Minimum requirements are high school diploma, GED at the minimum. At the minimum, there's no waiver for it.
Gotcha. So there's not going to. Okay, so the days of having the high scoring ASVAB high school dropouts can't come in.
No, I can't. I was never in during that time, or I may have been in, but I don't believe that was. I can't speak to that one.
No, I got you. I was just taking some notes because I'm writing this down as we're talking. Don't worry, you're not going to be in a newspaper like that. This is all podcasted. You're being listened to from 1.2 million followers. Yeah, no big deal. Being streamed all over Twitter.
It's okay. It's all
Twitter. That's awesome, man. I appreciate you coming on. Okay, so then after that, so currently right now, high school diploma or a GED, and that gets you in the seat. Now, you're in, and what is the minimum ASVAB score right now?
31. So to go active duty with a GED, you have to have over 50. Over 50 equals an alpha category. Alpha category is 50 to 99. Your Bravo category is 31 to 49. With a high school diploma, you can join 31 and up.
Okay. All right. What's the minimum age now? What's the oldest you can join the Army?
35. You have to ship before your 35th birthday.
Wow. So, wow. Incredible. Okay.
Yeah, I had a 31-year-old coming today. Want to join?
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, nothing wrong with that.
They're still out there.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Hey, he's awesome, dude. Yeah, awesome, dude. He's gonna do it. He's gonna kill it. So
that's what I'm talking about. Hey, so then you have that. Hey, so we got the maximum. You have to ship before 35. High school diploma or GED. You have to have. You can have no behavioral health issues, or behavioral health issues must be screened by an Army psychologist after the certified psychologist or licensed practitioner gives you the documentation saying he's up before they hit the physical. Physicalities that obviously there are going to be some soldiers coming in that are currently coming in right now. And then let's see. Well, Spanky, you got anything? What else we got? What else we got? What else we missed? We were arguing about some stuff earlier. Oh, the 12-year-olds. Yeah. So let's go back to this 12-year-old thing.
You're gonna come back to it.
Well, no, the reason why I'm gonna come back.
I'll have a good debate with you.
No, it's a good debate because you're the only one that's had the SEAC to come on. That's why. I'm not being hostile to you. You asked the legit questions and shit, and you're answering them. You're not beating around the bush, and you're not being deflective. You're like I said, you sacked up. You came on WTF Nation Radio, the voice of U.S. Army WTF moments, and you are literally doing USAREC proud. I'm telling you what, right now, man. You are doing more than any other recruiter that has come on at all. You know what I mean?
Well, call it big sack or call it dumb. I mean, either way, it don't matter. Let's do it. What else you got? 12-year-olds. We're back on that, right?
But yeah, I'm just messing with you. Oh man. But my whole point was I was just breaking balls, man. I was just making fun.
No, that's okay, dude. Hey, listen. That's what I like to do. With my applicants, I love to do that as well. I like to bust each other's chops. It's all good. It's good fun. Anything against it. So,
well, I'll tell you what. We're going to take a quick break. Stay on the line. Stay on the line.
Cool, man.
Stay on the line. Spanky's going to talk to you about something right quick, and then we'll be right back with Sergeant Sarge this time. Hey, thanks for joining us, Sergeant Recruiter. Stay on the line. Stand by.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Looking up and fading out, serious shapes I found blow me away. Van Allen right around, pushing through, skin is brown. Nature has us trapped in fear, so I get lost in sound. I wonder if you'll ever know why I am the way I am. I've been thinking a lot about time and space surrounding. Is there anyone who is thinking like me? I've been thinking a lot about life is never ending. Is there anyone who is thinking like me? Constellation theme, mapping stars they're meant to be. Geminis are free of suicidal kings. This misty maze of me, so obvious yet never seen. Feeling though the fog will lift to find me lost at sea. I've been thinking a lot about time and space surrounding. Is there anyone who is thinking like me? I've been thinking a lot about life is never ending. Is there anyone who is thinking like me? Myself and I am so lost, it's beautiful, far away from life, but I want your visible feeling to be mine. Oh, I just don't get it. When will your heart beat with my mind? I've been thinking a lot. I've been thinking a lot about time and space surrounding. Is there anyone who is thinking like me? I've been thinking a lot about life that's never ending. Is there anyone who is thinking like me?
Private Schmedlap, what do you think about this? You have to go to the White House to find out about that.
What is this Facebook Live? I've never heard of this shit.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
And we're back. Last part of Sergeant's time. Hey, real quick. Hey, I just really want to thank that recruiter for coming on, dude. You are seem like you're a good one, man, and that is what the Army needs. That is what the Army needs. The way you handled that, you were in the hot seat with me. Didn't deflect, didn't do anything. So we don't want to discourage that. So hang in there, man. That was some good shit.
Seriously, absolutely. We have guests like that are scheduled that don't handle the hot seat that well sometimes.
Right. I mean, and Sergeant Recruiter did good. So totally, That's totally awesome, man. Totally digging it. Like I said, this is what we need. That's the type of recruiter we need. That type of shit. You know, you're not fucking bullshitting and all that, and you came in and did pretty good. No deflection, no nothing. I asked questions and you answered them, and then you even said, "Hey, look, some of that shit I can't." Awesome. At any rate, but yeah. So I still don't think you should be talking to 12-year-olds. Sorry, I'm gonna fight that to the end.
I mean, I agree with you. I understand their reasoning behind it.
Right.
I'm not gonna, but I agree with you.
Yeah, that right there. No.
Leave my children alone.
My children's. Yeah. That to me, again, I don't want to discourage them. I mean, they got a job to do as well. They're getting pressured too, but all that stuff. But like I said, hey, his story that he's sticking to it. He did a good freaking. That was awesome. That was like I said, you did your force good, bud. Thanks for coming on. We totally appreciate it. That's awesome. I like that shit. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so what were we talking about? What were we talking about before Sergeant Recruiter called? What were we talking about?
Recruiter stuff or more stuff?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to...
Bacon. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the bacon, the essential oil, the true essential oil. I want to go ahead and... get this story out right quick. As soon as I get the graphic down. All right, we had reading a story about Master Sergeant Roy Benavidez and having a highway named after him. You guys don't know he's a special.
Oh, indeed.
Special Forces Master Sergeant. It kicked ass and took names. He's also a recipient of the Medal of Honor. All around, anybody who receives a Medal of Honor has got it. You know what I mean? There is no, you can't. I don't know. It's hard to describe. Some of the stories that you read up, it's almost unbelievable that you cannot. You can't even. Wow. You can't even imagine it.
I look at a lot of the stories lately and think, why haven't they? And it seems to be like lately you see that, hey, they're finally getting to go through. If just in this last week, I keep reading them, like they're finally starting to happen.
These are things that happen, during. Like the beginning of Iraq.
A decade ago.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're finally starting to go through. And I don't know, or was it like, people throw out AAMs like you're tossing out fucking peppermints at a parade. And the same with ARCOMs, but it's like the highest award, they were deserved. But obviously, this master did deserve it, but it's like, even like I said, these soldiers lately are finally, getting the recognition that they deserve.
Right.
A decade later.
Yeah.
I digress.
No, I guess. So the next story we're going to talk about is Staff Sergeant Travis Atkins. who was received, his son received for him his Medal of Honor. So on the morning of June 1st, 2007, Staff Sergeant Travis Atkins' squad was conducting a route security in the town of Abu Samak, Iraq, when his team observed two suspected insurgents trying to cross the route they were securing. After one of Atkins' teammates yelled at the two insurgents to stop, they began acting very erratically, acknowledging commands but appearing as if they might attempt to flee. So Atkins led his vehicle to the suspected insurgents and dismounted with his platoon medic in an attempt to interdict and search them. As he reached down, one of the insurgents began to resist, and the resulted into hand-to-hand combat. Realizing the insurgent had explosive under his clothes, Staff Sergeant Travis Atkins heroically fought the insurgent, keeping him from reaching the suicide vest that he was wearing. As the hand-in-hand battle continued, the insurgent was trying to reach the suicide vest underneath his clothing. At that point, Atkins bear-hugged the insurgent and threw him on the ground, away from his soldiers who were standing feet away from him. Aware of the imminent danger, Atkins threw himself on top of the suicide bomber, pinning him to the ground and shielding his soldiers from the imminent explosion while bearing the brunt of the blast as the bomb detonated. In this critical and selfless act of valor, which mortally wounded him, Atkins saved the lives of 3 other soldiers who were with him. I'm going to tell you what, unreal. That right there, that right there to me is leadership, like straight up. So Sergeant Time wants to salute, Staff Sergeant Travis Atkins, the latest recipient of the Medal of Honor. Unreal. 10th Mountain Division. You can't, I couldn't even imagine that. His battle buddy seeing all that stuff happening, and the guy just gives up his life like that. I actually tackled the dude to do this. It's unreal. So, give shots to Travis Atkins. Damn, brother. Oof. Reading that, I was like, wow. Damn. Unreal. So, those awards that we got, there's also some other individuals who've not gotten the Medal of Honor. That you wonder how they not got the Medal of Honor. I'm not taking this, I'm not taking this away from Sergeant Atkins, but I'm just saying that there are other individuals that have had some events happen to them, and no one's got any stories of what happened with this dude. There's a story of an individual. God, I just had it right here. Do you know the story about Arwin Cash, 1st Armored Division, who vehicle detonated and he went back and forth to grab his buddies?
Yes.
God, I can't even remember his name. I can't even find his read up. I'm sorry, I'm kind of embarrassed right now.
Sorry, I was doing a little front desking. I can find it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm
I'm sorry. So the whole point being is that these awards, like you said, Spanky, he was killed in June 1st of 2007.
Right.
June 1st of 2007 now, and like you said, it's just been over a decade. Atkins.
Right. So stop bitching about your AAM taking 40 days.
Yeah, right. Atkins Army awards and decorations include the Distinguished Service Cross, the Bronze Star Medal, the Purple Heart, Army Achievement Medal, Good Conduct Medal, National Defense Service Medal, the Iraqi Campaign winner with 4 Bronze Stars, the Global War and Terrorism Service Medal, the Non-Commissioned Officer Professional Development Ribbon, the Army Service Ribbon, the Overseas Service Ribbon, the Valorous Unit Award, and 1 bronze Oak Leaf Cluster, Meritorious Unit Citation and Combat Infantryman Badge, and the Air Assault Badge. So his son was present in receiving his medal, as well as his parents. So shots goes out to Staff Sergeant Travis Atkins. Yeah, like you were saying about stories getting out like that. There's plenty, and I'm sure there are countless awards that are in the military system that, and here's what makes me mad about the award system. I don't like the fact that they do the awards board. Like, you have to have an awards board. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean, the person that recommends said soldier is the one that has the most information about it. And the way I look at an awards board is that board is questioning that recommender's integrity.
Correct.
That's the way I look at it.
I see the same thing too. I mean, definitely see the same thing. It makes me mad because that now it's like you having somebody who wasn't there at the scene. Like the dude wasn't there. Anybody was not there, and the next thing you know, they're like, "Oh, it's gonna get downgraded." You're like, okay.
Like if they are downgrading it based on that recommender's write-up, like, you know, like they wrote it up and it really didn't meet the criteria, then okay, fine. Then, you know, they make the recommendation and put that in, like the reason why. They don't just say recommend downgrade and downgrade it, and they put exactly why. Then okay, fine. Then that I guess that's what the board is for. You know, if they all read it and either sign off, like yes, but if they do recommend a downgrade and they have to put exactly why, like it didn't meet the criteria for this specific award and they put exactly why, then they need to put exactly why, and not like they don't believe what so and so said. They just say they didn't meet the criteria because, and it isn't like based on they don't believe what the person said. They just put exactly why it didn't meet the criteria for it. Because there are some awards that are written that don't meet the criteria for that award. And I have seen that, you know, being in my line of work, and when I've, you know, and I, you know, being in the jobs I'm in, I'm like, well, put exactly why you're downgrading it. Don't just say fucking recommend downgrade and leave it at that. Put why, you know, do your fucking job. And when they do that, then it makes sense to that, you know, recommender, and they either rewrite it so it's clear what they're trying to say, and it's not like they're embellishing. They make it clear, or they're just like, oh, well, I guess it didn't meet that, and then write the award for the appropriate award then.
Yeah, it's just really a thing that I can't believe that they don't have any other method to check. You know what I mean? It just, well, I get mad because they don't. Yeah, Jim's got a good point too. The fact that Bronze Stars medals are free candy award now, that 20 levels got screwed over. The Bronze Star used to be like, for you to get a Bronze Star was you were involved in something, like when Red came on the show, when he came on to talk about the other individual with awards and stuff like that. If you get a Bronze Star, you're gonna get, there's usually an award, a badge or a CIB that goes to it. You don't get a Bronze Star for just sitting around chilling. Now you get a Bronze Star for sitting around chilling. Free candy, exactly. You're right on the head there, man. But anyways, the other stuff is that what makes me mad is the fact that they don't. It's almost like they don't want to. They don't. It's like they really don't want to. Like they don't. Like you said, they don't really want to process it. They don't want to process it at all. They don't. It's almost like they don't want to do. You know,
it's like they're paying for it out their paycheck.
Right. It's almost like it is almost like they don't want to do it. They don't want to do the work or run through the gamut of going through the paper admin crap, and then it's just weird. I don't know what it is. It used to be like somebody would get an award and bam, good job. It was like good shit and it was like awesome, and then someone's got an award and all that stuff. It's like usually like you were encouraging it to get it. You know what I mean? You were encouraging. So that's the story of Staff Sergeant Travis Atkins. Dude, again, man, I couldn't even imagine that right there, tense, and what was going through his mind when he was going through all that stuff. I mean, he was, like I said, hand to hand, just finding out you got a freaking dude with a suicide, like I said, suicide bomber right there, and he's got his stuff. Then that's it. But he just decided to go ahead and smother the bad guy's body, and that was it. He decided to do it. I mean, that's like awesome. I don't know. That gets you kind of like choked up a little bit when you think about this dude just doing that like straight up to save his buddies. That's awesome stuff. All right. So the story we were talking about was the guy's name is Alwyn Cash. Alwyn Cash is a guy who got out of his Bradley fighting vehicle after it was struck by an IED, and the enemy was now targeting the blast site with small arms fire. And instead of taking cover and tending to his wounds, Cash went back to the inferno of his vehicle, of the vehicle that was behind him, that was burning while they were trapped, and he was going back and forth to get them. So while on a patrol in Samara, the IED explosion ignited a Lee Bradley's vehicle's fuel cell, spewing fuel all over Cash in the gunner's hatch, according to an Army's account of the incident. Initially, he only sustained light injuries, but he extricated himself from the hatch and assisted the driver to escape the vehicle and extinguish the flames on the driver's body. However, the blast had left the vehicle entirely engulfed in flames, and 6 soldiers and an Iraqi interpreter were still inside. So he got a Silver Star for this. So without regard to personal safety, Sergeant First Class Cash rushed to the back of the vehicle, reaching in the back hot flames, and started pulling out his soldiers. The flames gripped his fuel-soaked uniform, and flames spread across his body. Despite the terrible pain, Sergeant First Class Cash placed the injured soldier on the ground, returning the vehicle and to retrieve another burning soldier, all the while he was still on fire. Cash helped remove 6 soldiers, all 6 soldiers that was alive, as well as the interpreter's body. While additional soldiers arrived on the scene to witness his heroics, a testament to Cash's tremendous sacrifice was the fact that he had initially escaped the vehicle with only a little bit of injuries, but then went back to the scene with worse injuries than the comrades that he had saved. 72% of his body was burned, 2nd and 3rd degree burns. He died from his wounds in November 8, 2005. From the witness statements of the individuals who survived the ambush, Cash's commanding officers in the 115 Infantry Regiment, 3rd Infantry Division, are still petitioning for him to receive the Medal of Honor. They emphasize that the Silver Star citation doesn't mention the fact that Cash was under enemy small arms fire throughout the entire rescue, compounding the dangers that he had faced from the heat and planes. So the guy was under fire, covered in gas, walked into a burning vehicle, and he became himself engulfed. It was later determined, quote, that the event was actually a complex attack with soldiers combating both IED strikes and enemy small arms fire, wrote Colonel Gary Brito, Cash's battalion commander. In 2009, a letter sent to Florida's Bill Nelson is a clear distinguishes the service and is an act deserving of the Congressional Medal of Honor. Another letter from the 3rd Infantry Division's commanding general asserted that in his 40 years of service, I cannot remember a story that is equal. So Cash's heroism on that October day was a reflection on the way he treated his soldiers on a daily basis. You get an NCO that will do his job as a platoon sergeant or a section leader or a squad leader, and that'll happen. But because you're wearing an Army uniform, you just do your job. But for some reason, for some, they go well and above and beyond that I could see of Sergeant First Class Cash. Still does not have a Medal of Honor.
So I'm just trying to clear this up. It's normal in my daily duty descriptions to be covered in fuel and that's in my normal daily duty descriptions. I know it is to take care of my soldiers and everything, but to be covered in fuel and have everything thrown at me, that's not in my normal day-to-day duty descriptions, right? I'm just,
no, of course not.
I'm covered in 2nd and 3rd degree burns, and I don't fucking get it. Where is the bar? Where is that line fucking drawn? What? I'm just fucking speechless.
Yeah. I think the guy was under.
He got out.
He was good.
Fucking out and was fine. And I totally understand how he is not going to just sit there like anybody. I've said this a million fucking times before. I have always looked at all of my soldiers, and you can ask any one of them. I'm like, oh, those are all my fucking kids.
Right.
Would never fucking sit there and let any of them.
Right.
I just couldn't fucking do it.
Right.
And
I mean,
pulling him out fucking somehow, but
he's pulling him out, and he then catches fire himself.
Yeah.
Like he's not even putting himself out. He's walking back into a burning vehicle to retrieve 6 soldiers and the body of an Iraqi interpreter. on
right?
fire.
And you're taught in fucking kindergarten, stop, drop, and fucking roll. Like, he didn't stop, drop, and roll
didn't.
first.
No, he did. He didn't sit there and try to pull him out. I could not imagine the pain. I could not imagine the pain of being, you know, I can't.
And no, that was just his job. Take care of his soldiers, though.
Bailey's right. Fucking goosebumps. Holy shit! You damn right. It's goosebumps. Holy. I think about that.
No, there's no goosebumps. Goosebumps were fucking burned off.
Yeah.
No fucking goosebumps.
Yeah, dude.
He was just doing his job.
Yeah,
remember?
yeah. He was. Yeah, it was just doing his
Like,
job.
so
Yeah.
I'm being a little sarcastic, just fucking little, because somebody thinks that he was just doing his job and didn't deserve.
I couldn't imagine that.
This.
Could not even imagine that. So how could you say? I mean, the dude and the guy just got a silver star. There has to be something here that's got to be, and this got to be fixed.
No, it does, and I don't know. Well, maybe it comes from the fact that the award system is broke at the. Like I said, it was just mentioned, bronze stars are given out like fucking candy, and everything below is too. Like, because for one, I think PCS awards are fucking bullshit. I've always said that. Like,
right.
You get a job just for leaving, or you get an award just for doing your job and leaving your unit.
Yeah.
Which I think those need to just go the fuck away.
D-Max is right. He probably didn't feel anything. I mean, your body gets to a certain point where you're not feeling the burn.
You do. As like I said,
and adrenaline.
Burn victims. I've known many of those that you get to that point. We've had one on the show.
Right, Bobby Henline.
Yes. I couldn't remember his name off the top of my head. Sorry, Bobby. So the award system is so broke, like at the, lower level awards, like, okay, so they are passed out, literally. And I don't want it to happen at the higher level awards, but they've like tightened it down so much that the people that really deserve them are not getting them. Like, they overfixed it, I guess.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. In their goal to make the board, to make an award equitable, they ended up not making it equitable. They ended up not. They ended up making it too strict, and and you got to think about it too. You got guys that weren't there. You got guys that are sitting back at the rear, just okay, that's what happened, not taking an account for what happened.
Right. So at one end, it's just like, here's awards for everybody, and no, you really deserve this, but you got a board full of people that are just reading it.
Right.
And questioning the person that actually wrote the fucking award and the recommending approval of it, which are all probably people in their team that were at least in the fucking area and have, if not firsthand knowledge, like pretty fucking close to it, like got the knowledge like right then. If they weren't there, like, I'm sure that the person that wrote it was there. That person that wrote it, supervisor, was probably there fucking too. Oh, throw my fucking phone here in a minute.
I know. Doesn't that story piss you off? It's got me.
It does.
Yeah.
And then the ones that are getting approved a decade fucking later. It's just in fucking insane. Like, 60 fucking days. There's your fucking timeline, and I'm giving it to you. 60 fucking days. That's how long it should take.
Right. It's sad. It's just sad.
From the time the recommender gets around to writing it, because I'm sure they can't just sit there and write it the next fucking day.
Yeah.
From the time the recommender has the time to actually sit down and write that fucking award, 60 fucking days is how long it should take.
Right. Exactly.
And if you can't figure out a way to fucking do that, I will teach you how to fucking do it.
I'll teach you how to.
It should take you 10 fucking minutes to approve an AAM.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers.
Oh, man.
Get me fucking started.
All right, exactly. So, real quick, we got a new chief of staff coming in. I guess we got the digits on that. Did we drop that? Did we drop the digits on that? We got a new Army chief of staff or something like that. We got this the new Army leader. Shit. God damn, I'm all over. I'm so frazzled by this fucking story. I'm not even hitting the right tabs. You know what I mean? Oh man. Hang on. Let's see. The new Army chief of staff is going to be dun dun dun. It is.
It is.
Go. Who is it? Are we gonna bring him on the show? Hey,
yeah, right.
I think I might know this guy. So it's General James McConville. James,
not McCorville.
Yeah, not McCorville. Yeah. It's James McConville is going to be the next Army Chief of Staff. He's been one of the key architects in the service's bold plan to modernize the Army. This is the guy that's talking about Futures Command and AI and dealing with artificial intelligence and helping with cyber and stuff. Like this guy's like the thinker. Projected stuff. Also an aviator, which is like the first time ever. See the last aviator that was up there was the Vice Chief of Staff, General Cody. But he was the guy that helped with the Futures Command. So he took over as Vice Chief of Staff in 2017, and then he became part of the pivotal role in its new modernization strategy, which focuses on 6 priorities of long-range precision fires, next-generation combat vehicle, future vertical lift, mobile network, air defense missile systems, and soldier lethality. So the news of McConville's nomination was publicly announced Tuesday by retired General Carter Ham, President and CEO of AUSA. God, AUSA still, they're doing that freaking symposium again. There's that symposium. Talking about going after 12-year-old freaking kids for recruits.
Come into the delivery room. Come on in.
Come on in. You want to play
They're
some Xbox?
They're going to be in labor and delivery.
Yeah, exactly.
Soon in a hospital near you.
Right, exactly. So McConville commanded the 101st Airborne Division, where he also served as commander of Combined Joint Task Force 101 during Operation Enduring Freedom. Commanded 4th Brigade 1st Cavalry Division during Operation Enduring Freedom, and has held several staff assignments.
Right here. Go on, say it. Including the Army Deputy Chief Staff for G1. There you go. He's a part of this whole fucking board shit, I bet. Sorry. Go on.
Damn, you got some sauce right now, man. Are you upset about something?
I'm still mad about this whole award thing. There we go. He's on the whole staff thing with the G1 up at the high level stuff. Oh. I'm gonna ask him. Let him come on the show. No, he probably won't. But anyway.
Well, yeah, invite him on.
I'm going to.
You should throw some tweets out and say, "Hey, come on, General Conville. You ain't got the seat yet. You want to come on and hang out?" He still has to get confirmed, I think, or something like that.
Let me talk to our PAO about this.
Yeah, let's get some PAO and to get some PAOing going on. All right.
Ask him about.
Yeah, the guy used to fly.
I just saw that.
The guy's an aviator too. Used to fly the Apache Longbow helicopter, the OH-58 Kiowa Warrior, and the AH-1 Cobra. Wow, the Cobra. That's awesome. He's a native of Quincy, Massachusetts, and a graduate of the Military Academy at West Point. Holds a Master's of Science degree in Aerospace Engineering from Georgia Institute of Technology and was a National Security Fellow at Harvard University. So that means, wait a minute. So that means if he's going to be the Army Chief of Staff, then where is Millie going? Where is Millie going? Where is Millie going? General Millie is going to go be, or he's been nominated by D. Treasy to succeed General Dunsford as chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. So yeah. Oh yeah. Chief of Staff General Mark Milley is going to be has been nominated. We should get him on too. You think he can come on Sergeant's time? I think General Donahoe and General Beagle can hook it up. They can say, "Hey, yo, sir, get on there and shoot the breeze." Both the new and the outbound. Hang out with us and stuff. We get all like Facebook Live and stuff like that, and get them on there and all that. I can have Red Lake hook it up.
Maybe it's the Army G6 that's like sucking us. Maybe they're friends.
Yeah, really. I was about to say, dude. Yeah, D-Max. Hang on. Oh, wow. We haven't had this phone call in a while. In a long time. What is up?
Stanked?
Yeah, we're getting stanked. What's up, Stankus?
Man, it's been a long time, yeah?
Bro, dude, I was about to say, I was about ready to tell Spanky, hey, let's wrap it up. You need to wrap this shit up, B. But, you called, so What's up, Stankus? How you been, man?
Are you wrapping up early? You put in half days, I see.
What are you talking about, man? I just usually when there's not a guest, we do 2.5 hours. That's good. That's what the fans,
I mean, don't get me wrong, man. I work 8 to 5. The boss man gets a little pissed off when I try to take off at 4:15, but I kind of get it.
Well, I know. That's what I'm saying. Also, got baby, I just got to go to school and shit. He's got little. We got responsibilities.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I know. And answering annoying calls from old time classics like me.
Wow.
That is Spanky.
Come on, Stank. Come on, don't do us like that.
Yeah,
Hi,
I know.
Stanky.
I'm shameless. Hello. Anyway, so look, man. I've been actually, for the record, listening for the last half hour, and I'm like trying to catch up with you guys, man, and just not working. And so, I figured I would dispatch with all of that and just say, hey, you two, y'all keep it real. Next time, I promise I'll catch up 15 minutes earlier, so I'll actually have something relevant to the conversation that you two have had over the last 45 minutes, then we can discuss it. But outside of that, I am free for any questions that you may have. Go ahead. Thank you.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Do you have any questions?
Where you been? What you been up to, man? It's been like weeks, dude. It's been like almost a month since you called.
It's actually been months, actually, to be fair. It's just routine shit, man. Just grinding at school, grinding at the grind. The grind. Hey. And outside of that, surfing Facebook and trying to look busy at work. And aside from that, whew, my God, I can't tell you how stressful it is. But anyway, yeah, the old Spankmeister, found himself in the ER a couple of months back. Had some crazy little heart shit going on, but not like crazy. They said, yeah, you're crazy. I'm like, hey, man, my heart's doing all kinds of crazy shit. And they're like, no, man, you're good. You're good. You're fit as a fucking mule. And then, so Stanky was like, hey, I'm going to the fucking cardiologist and see what's going the fuck on. And they, throw me through the stress test, nuclear study, and the whole 9 yards. And they're like, hey, man, you're good. And I'm like, man, I guess I'm fucking losing my game, losing my mojo, Hey, for the record, getting close to the big 5-0. Hey, do me a favor, don't tell anybody, okay? But, hit the big 5-0, and they're like, hey, man, you're good. I'm like, well, what the fuck's going on here? They're like, hey, man, it's all in your fucking head. Yeah, so maybe all in my head. And my correlation to that is I probably need to have more vodka. So,
right.
At lunch, at work. So, I'm not driving a train or flying an aircraft, so it's okay, everybody. Don't get panicky. Anyway, so I think we got this. How you been, my friend Ice? How's little Ice doing?
Good, man. He's rocking it. He's getting old. He's already he's pushing up in the age. He's already he's pissing people off. Dude, come on, he's a little boy. Little boys are just all rambunctious.
Well,
they
I know, I got it. Totally get it. Little Stank is he's going to hit 4 years old here in less than 30 days.
Yeah.
And he's been separated from his classmates for fighting.
Oh shit!
That's not my fault. Yeah, because the other kid, I'm not going to say he started it, but the other kid was definitely a willing participant.
Yeah.
And but they're best buds. You see, that's what I said. They're best buds. But then they get pissed off at each other. They fight. The women, their teachers, like, oh, what's going on? Oh, this is terrible. I'm like, no, let them be. They'll work it out. They're like, whatever.
Dude,
they're like 38 pounds apiece.
No. But toddlers have the politics of insects, dude. They can maim each other apart. Have you ever seen toddlers? We've had this discussion before. Have you seen toddlers negotiate shit on the playground? They don't. They have no restraint, dude. They're like ants. They'll tear each other apart, man.
Yeah, they go with it pretty good. But then you know what? They shake that shit off. 10 minutes later, somebody's got their transformer. Somebody's got a bullshit plastic tank, and then life goes back to normal. And then the next day, somebody else gets a transformer.
Right.
Yeah, but in any case, everything's good, man. And other than that, I'm going to let you go so you can, shut it down early,
All right, man.
But anyway, all right. And again, Spanky, hi, bye. Anyway, I go suck an egg. No, I'm joking, man. We'll talk to you later, man.
All right, man.
Be good.
You too. Have a good man.
Keep the rubber side down.
Oh, of course. Ciao. We got stanked.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute since we got stanked. Yeah, man. At any rate, what were we talking about? What do we got going on? We got a guest coming up.
We got
this weekend. So this Thursday, of course, Sergeant's Time. Myself and Spanky, 2 senior non-commissioned officers, provided you all the knowledge that sergeants can give you without, of course, the essential oils, unless it's bacon. For some reason, the essential oils thing is like making me laugh my ass off. All these memes. I've been getting memes from friends and family and Mulder talking about the essential oil stuff and all that. And God, some of it's fire. That's why I put that freaking. That's why I put the comment about the essential oils on there. But yeah, so of course, the Sergeant's Time giving you all, of course, the sergeanting that we can give you for sergeants, professional form for the United States Army Active Duty Reserve, National Guard, and of course retirees that you want to shoot the shit and come up. Again, Sergeant Recruiter, thank you so much again for coming on tonight. That was definitely I'm telling you, man, that's some good stuff. Awesome. You are the recruiter that is what, like I said, you're a good one. This is what the Army needs, man. So we're not going to discourage that at all. That's some awesome shit. Friday Night Freedom, of course, is on hiatus. Tinfoil Times, Jay Riddy's on leave. Old man, Team Old, kicking it with Cause. He's going to have a member of the the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association coming on, and he's going to shoot the shit and talk about it. It's not a motorcycle club; it's an association. So don't get all freaking frazzled up thinking that we're going to have bikers coming on. These are bikers, yeah, but biker also means that these are the motorcycle association. So Combat Vets is going to come on, and then Monday is the Monday edition with myself and Flash. Tuesday is Tied Up Tuesday with Minx. And then the day off is obviously our no broadcast day was Wednesday. And then bring you back. Okay, look. Facebook has been going through some massive changes. And what they're doing is and I'm probably going to get zucked when I say this. What they are doing is they are going through everyone's servers and just like kicking them off and saying, nope, you got to reconfigure this stuff. You got to do this yet. So everyone's basically getting their stuff getting like messed up. There's log issues and all that shit. So it's I don't know what it is. We have zero problems on all the other platforms except for Facebook. It's always been like that. To me, like Facebook is like a sketchy fucking platform to even broadcast on. Doesn't seem like it's Facebook doesn't ever seem like it's ever stable. Does that make sense? You there?
Oh yes, did that like it's been like not just you and us on WTF Nation Radio. Like, because there's a couple other things to listen to because, I'm like a GOT nerd and listen to a lot of GOT broadcasts, Game of Thrones type broadcasts. But
God.
yeah, no, seriously. Like, their stuff is all fucked up too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not just us.
Right. Exactly.
And, and I'm getting big mad because I usually win prizes.
Oh, that's right. That's the trivia thing you wanted me to join you in. Yeah. You're like, hey, you get real Dara for this one. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's another one, too. Yeah. I'm all about trying to win some real money.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. At any rate. So we're like I said, we got the guys coming on from the the combat So at any rate, guys, thanks for coming on. We appreciate y'all joining us. Again, apologize for the gremlins in the beginning. We're still working through the gremlins right now, so I've not been paying attention to the chat, so I apologize to everybody to not, poking my eyes in there and seeing what's up. But at any rate, thanks for y'all for joining. And then, shots, and we'll see you all later. See you. Shots.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. Now they say that they've discovered life up there on Mars, so let's blow it all to hell and then claim it for ours. We'll paint the moon red, white, and blue for no other reason than we wanted to. Oh, Jupiter, imagine what you could become. A stupid, pointless planet turned into a giant gun. And Russia, so sorry, have to burst your bubble. Be a good sport now, sit back, relax, and watch us through the Hubble as we celebrate the greatness of the United Planet of America. Space Force, Space Force. We'll saddle up our intergalactic horse and we'll ride into the sun. Yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. Now we'll go to infinity and beyond, beyond. You'll hear our manly voices singing Space Force strong. The critics say sound doesn't travel in space, to which we reply sound will do as we say. Oh, Captain Kirk, your achievements, though notable and fine, as far as we're concerned, this is Deep Space Mine. And big fans, but Lord Vader, step away from the lightsaber. There can only be one, of course. Space Force. Ra-da-da-da-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum, dum, 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 ra-da-da-da-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum, dum, 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 dum. Space Force, Space Force. We'll saddle up our intergalactic horse and we'll ride into the sun. Yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. Space
Good evening, boys and girls. This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're going to say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But there will be magic and a unicorn will be raped. So enjoy the show. Thank you for listening on WTF Nation Radio.